name is Guillermo Patino, the chairperson designee of the New York City Loft Board. I welcome you to our February 2025 public meeting. Section 282 of the New York State Multiple Dwelling Law establishes the New York City Loft Board. The board is charged with overseeing the legalization of interim multiple dwelling units from commercial and manufacturing spaces to legal residential units that comply with the minimum standards of safety and fire protection in Article 7B of the New York State Multiple Dwelling Law. To achieve this goal, the board adjudicates and mediates disputes between owners and tenants, tracks the progress of legalization, and prosecutes parties who violate the Loft Law and the Loft Board's rules. We'll first turn to a vote on the minutes from the November 21st, 2024 public meeting. Are there any corrections or comments to the minutes? Is there a motion to accept the minutes? Thank you, Ms. Piscopo. Is there a second? Thank you, Mr. Singletary. Mr. Rivera, can you please poll the board members?
Ms. Western-Risky?
Yes.
Mr. Bauer?
Yes.
Ms. Rogers?
Yes.
Ms. Piscopo? Mr. Delaney?
Yes.
Mr. Singletary?
Yes.
Ms. Rajan?
Yes.
Ms. Grobstone?
Yes.
Chairperson Patino?
Yes.
9 in favor.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is staff reports. We'll start with the report of our executive director.
Good afternoon. First, I want to update you on the annual ID building registrations. We have 291 owners that have renewed their building registration. Then this number includes 6 building owners that have entered into payment plans. We have 12 buildings with delinquent registration status. 6 are on today's agenda, and another 6 will be brought to you in March or April. Second, on personnel, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Kimberly Hines, sitting back there. Ms. Hines is from Brooklyn. Prior to coming to the Loft Board, she worked at a medical practice. Ms. Hines will be handling FOIA requests and other administrative tasks. I want to welcome you to the staff. On another note, with regard to personnel, we have a potential candidate for the legalization attorney position that she's going through vetting right now. Third is the fire egress rule. An update on that. We're still going through back and forth with the law department. They have the final version, and they've asked me to make some changes, which I've returned to them, and I'm waiting to hear back from them. Fourth, Florence and I would like to share some legalization statistics with you. Since the November meeting, we've completed 49 legalization-related meetings. This number includes narrative statement conferences and legalization meetings with professionals. In late December, we did a review of the buildings in the narrative statement process, and as of that date, we have 57 buildings in the narrative statement process. 41 buildings are in the conferencing stage, 2 buildings are in the clock period, 10 buildings the staff is reviewing comments or alternate plan filings, and 4 buildings we have issued cert for, but the permit has not issued yet, so we're sort of holding on to them in this group so that we can keep an eye on them. Lastly, it is also my pleasure to report that as of March 10th, 2025, the DOB Now system will be accepting our payments for annual registration. In the coming days, we'll be working with the DOB to develop a user guide for owners and an instruction sheet for owners to start paying through this system. And so we will no longer be processing checks. The system itself will be processing the registration for us. Any questions or concerns?
Just on that point, what about payments for applications?
We're not there. It's just registration for now.
Just registration?
Yeah, just registration for now. We're looking at having fees for loan over costs and DOI inspections when the owners intend to convert back to commercial use, installing a fee for those. Those fees, that is right now going through DOB fiscal and OMB, and as soon as we have an amount, we'll be presenting And hopefully that will be integrated into that system also, but that's a ways off still. We're just starting.
One question unrelated to your report. As we all know, it's been really cold for the last few weeks. How are you doing with heat complaints?
Mr. Lewis has been going on. I don't, other than 117 West 26th Street, I don't know of any other building that has chronic heat complaints. That we don't see that owner actually, actively involved in repairing, but whatever it is, it's a problem. So we are going out on a daily basis on heat complaints, and that's the only building that seems to have a real chronic problem.
So the other ones are just sporadic, something happened.
And the owners on it. The owners. Any questions?
Thank you, Ms. Cruz. Next, we'll have Mr. Yegwe, who will present updates on legalization.
Good afternoon, and thank you so much, Chairperson Patina. Regarding the legalization, in addition to the presentation by Director Cruz, we actually have issued 4 certifications for 4 different buildings. And also we issued 2 clerks, which is the notice of opportunity to file comments for 2 buildings as well. And also, in addition to that, issuing the certification and also the notice of opportunity to file comments, we have issued 42 loaners for owners to carry out work in the building, even though it's not in the IMD unit. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now turn to the case agenda. There are 9 cases on the summary calendar. These 9 cases have been combined into 5 proposed orders. We'll be voting on 4 of the proposed orders together, and then we'll be taking item 4 up separately. The first set of cases is 138 Baxter Street in New York, docket numbers PO 0178 and TR 1432. 385 387 Troutman Street in Brooklyn, docket numbers PO 0236. TA0314, TH0224, 33 East 60th Street in New York, docket number R0388, and finally 385 387 Troutman Street in Brooklyn, docket number TR1483. Does anyone have any comments on these cases? Is there a motion to accept these cases? Thank you, Mr. John. Is there a second? Thank you, Ms. Rosland. Mr. Mayor, can you please poll the board members?
Ms. Restorini?
Yes.
Mr. Bauer?
Yes.
Ms. Rogers?
Yes.
Ms. Iscoping?
Yes.
Mr. Delaney?
Yes.
Mr. Singletary?
Yes.
Ms. Rajan?
Yes.
Ms. Roseland?
Yes.
Chairperson Patina?
Yes.
9 in favor.
Thank you. We'll now vote on the 4th case on the agenda today, which is 163 North 6th Street in Brooklyn, docket numbers TA0296 and TN0231. We're going to be making a slight amendment to the order. On the second page, the first full sentence, in an agreement dated November 21, 2022, owner purchased the Article 7 rights of Jonathan A.N. for Unit A16 pursuant to MDL 28612. We're going to revise this to read, owner purchased the Article 7C rights of Jonathan A.N. for Unit A16 pursuant to MDL 28612. Are there any comments on this case?
Yes. This is a case that has been around for a while. And I gather from reading the material that the parties challenge to revise the stipulation, which, like case number 1, the Loft Board neither accepts nor rejects the other terms of the stipulation. The original stipulation, which was part of the record, is outrageous. The revised stipulation I find merely disgusting. Therefore, I plan to vote against.
Is there a motion to accept this case? Thank you, Mr. Singletary. Is there a second? Thank you, Mr. John. Mr. Rivera, can you please poll the 4 members?
Ms. Krasuninsky?
Yes.
Mr. Broadway? Ms. Rogers?
Yes.
Ms. Piscopink?
Yes.
Mr. Delaney?
No.
Mr. Singletary?
Yes.
Ms. Rajan?
Yes.
Ms. Rosen?
Yes.
Chairperson Patino?
Yes.
8 in favor, 1 against.
Now turn to a vote on the cases on the master calendar. There are 7 cases on the master calendar. 6 cases are enforcement cases for failure to register, and the last is a removal case. We'll vote on 5 of the 6 enforcement cases in block, and then take up the remaining enforcement case and the removal case separately. Case number 6 on the agenda, 224 Center Street in New York, docket number FO 1095 is going to be tabled for the next meeting. So we won't be voting on that case today. So the 4 cases that we will be taking up as a block is 7, 8, 9, and 10. The first one is 736 Broadway in New York, docket number FO 1096. Next one is 37 Vestry Street in New York, docket number FO 1097. Next is 117, 119 West 26th Street in New York, docket number FO 1102. And the next one is 223 15th Street in Brooklyn, docket number FO 1109. And finally, with respect to the 10th case, 223 15th Street in Brooklyn, given that the owner filed an answer, the analysis section is being amended to include a sentence at the end to note that the owner's difficulties with legalization do not establish a defense for failure to register, so the order will be revised to reflect that additional sentence. Are there any comments on these cases? Simply.
Yeah, we discussed this briefly in the private meeting. I'm concerned about these owners who aren't registered. We sent out 6 notices to the owners. Only 1 of them responded. The other 5 just ignored the notice. They didn't say, I can't do it because of this, I can't do it because of that. So my first question is, what's the legalization status of these buildings?
For 736, the last status that we have is that they will be pulled permit. For 37 Fast Street, last status that we have also that they pulled the permit.
Which is that?
Hold the permit. Permit.
No, but which address?
37 Fast Street. 37 Fast Street and 736 Broadway, both
Right.
of them have permits. 117 had an Article 7B certificate. 223 15th Street, filed an Alt 1, has done nothing else. And 450 Broadway, permit.
Thank you. Now, in addition to the proposed fines, 224 Center already has $40,800 in unpaid registration and previous fines. 736 Broadway, $33,600. 37 Vestry, $56,680. 117, 119 West 26th Street, 24,200. And 223 15th Street, 66,380. So we're fining them a total of around $100,000, not including the one we table. But they owe almost, they owe over $250,000 in fines. So what can we do about it?
Bring more enforcement. That's the only thing.
And
We've explored criminal summonses. That was for the same one at 224 Center. I don't know if that's the reason why maybe the summons went there. We're exploring, the only other alternative is criminal, either in terms of criminal case or criminal summons.
we couldn't attempt specific performance.
We could, and perhaps when we have some staff to do it, and we have help from the law department, certainly it's building this type of case and this type of history that they're interested in. We need this kind of action by us to actually get their attention. So this is all in the journey of, at the end, trying to do something like that. But we have to build a case first.
That is similar to the answer I heard maybe 10, 12 months ago. How many rivers do we have to cross?
Certainly, I can try to put together a group of buildings and talk to them about it. But I already have tried, but the response was you have to get more and you have to do more. So, I can try again, figure out, the biggest, the people who owe us the most amount of money and seem to be the most delinquent. They probably go hand in hand. But that was what I was told back then. Revisit the subject, but
Excuse me for saying this, but debtors used to go to jail. I'm not saying that they should go to jail, but what's happened, it seems to me, from what I understand about the city of New York, we don't have enough people, enough lawyers to go after them over and over and over again. And so this thing gets put aside, and another gets put aside, and another gets put aside, and then that's where we are. And we know that, for example, if you have some basic problem in your loft, for example, let's say the electricity or the gas, it's horrendously difficult to get people from the city to come in to look at it. There's just not enough people around to take care of what needs to be done in this city. There's nothing I don't think that we can do about it. I don't know what alternatives that we have.
I understand the difficulties that you face in terms of budget and everything else, but at a certain point, the law department's argument can be like, let them suffer longer. We want a better case, or, it's fortunate there hasn't been any kind of, tragic situation that would expedite things. But how much longer do we have to wait? I know from my own building and from tenants I talk to, code compliance is hard. Landlords kind of stumble through it. They make mistakes. None of them did it as quickly as the law originally hypothesized, and that's understandable. But most of them seem to be making progress, but then you've got this group that's like, I don't answer, I don't pay, I ignore you. And that can't be good for anybody. The tenants in those buildings, the other owners that are trying, it's just, it seems like we're between a rock and a hard place.
In your experience in following up with, in your experience with following up with the owners, is it a question that the LLC kind of structure makes it difficult to find the actual humans? Because you did say that you were been able to speak with people, so you do find who the humans are that are responsible. I was just wondering whether this LLC thing gets in the way as well. No, you always know who people are.
We have phone numbers and eventually most of them call us back.
And they express frustration with the buildings department overall.
They express, some of them say it's a lack of funds.
Yeah.
Some of them, like this owner says, they are dealing with the buildings department and challenges of legalization. Tenants won't pay me rent. Those are the common ones that I hear all the time.
Is there a motion to accept these cases? Thank you, Mr. Jean. Is there a second? Thank you, Ms. President. Mr. Rivera, can you please pull the board members?
Ms. Prespolinski?
Yes.
Mr. Barber?
Yes.
Ms. Rogers?
Yes.
Ms. Discoting?
Yes.
Mr. Delaney?
Yes.
Mr. Singletary?
Yes.
Ms. Rajan?
Yes.
Ms. Rosen?
Yes.
Chairperson Patino?
Yes.
9 in favor.
Thank you. Next, we'll vote on the remaining enforcement case on the agenda, which is 450 Broadway, New York, docket number FO 1111. Is there a motion to accept this case? Thank you, Mr. John. Is there a second? Thank you, Mr. Singletary. Mr. Rivera, can you please pull the board members?
I have a question. This building has an IMD number of 5, it's listed as 50012.
I don't know what that is.
You don't
I don't know.
know either?
No.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I don't know why it was the same.
It's my understanding, 1s are Manhattan,
Yes.
3s are Brooklyn,
Yes.
2s are somewhere else.
No, I think Bronx is for Staten Island. I'm not sure what Staten Island is.
We got a 5.
It's 5? Staten Island's 5.
It's like the permanent building, except that building. That's the only one. Outside of this building.
Okay.
Well, it isn't a pretty short time there.
Says what? Says it was registered?
Yes.
I don't know.
This building has not been registered since fiscal year 2020. So,
No, but I mean, the building was registered in 2012, so it's been, within the law board's jurisdiction. As opposed to something from the
Right.
70s, when it's not.
yeah.
This was something that took place in that regard, that it's came on board in the recent past, and then instead of going the route that legalization was from. Yeah.
Ms. Prespolinski?
Yes.
Mr. Barber?
Yes.
Ms. Rogers?
Yes.
Ms. Discoting? Abstain. Mr. Delaney?
Yes.
Mr. Singletary?
Yes.
Ms. Rajan?
Yes.
Ms. Rosen?
Yes.
Chairperson Patino?
Yes.
8 in favor, 1 abstain.
Thank you. Finally, we'll vote on the remaining case, which is a removal case, case number 12. It's 1943 Broadway in Brooklyn, docket number LE 0758. Any comments on this case? Is there a motion to accept this case? Thank you, Mr. Singletary. Is there a second? Thank you, Mr. Bowers. Mr. Rivera, can you please pull the board members?
Ms. Prespolinski?
Yes.
Mr. Barber?
Yes.
Ms. Rogers?
Yes.
Ms. Discoting?
Yes.
Mr. Delaney?
Yes.
Mr. Singletary?
Yes.
Ms. Barjan?
Yes.
Ms. Rosenblum?
Yes.
Chairperson Patino?
Yes.
9 in favor.
Thank you. So remaining comments before we close out? This will conclude our February 20, 2025 public meeting. Our next public meeting will be on March 20, 2025. Thank you.